Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to be recreating this pink raspberry halo eye. I actually posted this look on my Instagram page not too long ago for Valentine's Day, but with all the bright colors and all the pinks, it actually seems really appropriate for a springtime look as well. So that's what I'm sticking with. It's a springtime look. We're also going to be going over a lot of my favorite products at the moment in terms of a full face makeup looks. We're going to be going over primers, foundation, concealer, bronzer, the whole 9 yards, so stay tuned. Also, I should warn you, the lighting in this video unfortunately did not go as planned, so I apologize for the poor quality in some shots. But anyway, please enjoy and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you later. Bye! Hey everyone, so let's just dive right in and get started. First step is to prime the eyes. I'm going to go in with the Covergirl and Olay Simply Ageless 3-in-1 Liquid Foundation in the shade Ivory. I'm going to take one pump on my finger, place it onto the eyelid, and blend it all the way up into the brow bone. Then I'm going to go in with the Annabelle Eye Primer. Again, you're going to take a little bit on your finger, place it on your eyelid, and blend it up into the brow bone. I go in with the foundation first in order to even out the skin tone and any discoloration. Then I use the eye primer to really ensure that that eyeshadow isn't going to budge all day. I find it's really great for ensuring your eyeshadow doesn't crease. Then we have to set the foundation and primer with a little bit of powder. So we're going to go in with the LA Girl Pro powder with a fluffy brush from Quo Cosmetics. We're just using the translucent powder, a big fluffy brush, and patting that right onto the eyelid up to the brow bone just to ensure that we have a nice smooth finish when we're blending the eyeshadow. Then we're going to dive right into the eyeshadow. So we're going to use the Morphe 35C palette. I love this palette. It is beautiful, super pigmented, all matte and all colorful, gorgeous shades. Oh my gosh. The first shade we're going to use is the super light pink one in the second last row on the far right. We're going to use that same big fluffy brush from Quo Cosmetics to blend that shade right into the crease and pushing it up just ever so slightly higher than the crease. And just keep blending in circular motions and windshield wiper motions to really ensure it's a smooth blend. Then we're going to take the next shade in that row right next to it, just a slightly darker pink than what we just put on. And we're just going to take that right where we put that light pink, ensuring we don't take it too high up. We're not going to go quite as far with this shade. But again, just keep using those circular motions and windshield wiper motions. Can't speak, I apologize. And just keep blending. That's the majority of this look. We're just going to do a lot of blending. We want no harsh lines. Then we're going to go back in with that first pink shade we used, that very light one, with the same fluffy brush, and we're just going to go through to make sure there are no harsh lines. That is my #1 enemy with eyeshadow, harsh lines. Then we're going to go in with that gorgeous raspberry shade, the third color in that row, using that same big fluffy brush. We haven't changed it at all, we haven't even cleaned the brush. We're just going to go in with that shade, and it's going to blend in beautifully. Just keep going in circular motions and windshield wiper motions just so we can create some depth in the eye. Look how beautiful and bright that color is. I can't get enough of it. Anyway, just keep blending, blending, blending. Next, we're going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, and we're going to take the gorgeous shade Love Letter. Oh my god, I love it so much. We're going to go in with the Crease brush from Quo Cosmetics. It is a blending brush, it's just a little bit more compact and a little less fluffy because we're going to keep this color right on the outer part of the eyelid. We're just going to first start in the outer corner, blend it up into the crease, and then slowly move it inwards to the inner corner of the eye. We want the color to go from the outside to the inner corner, giving that halo rounded doe eye effect. Just keep blending. As you can see, I'm blending right from the outside right into that inner corner space. Just keep going, keep blending in circular motions. Keep making the color look as diffused as possible. Then we're going to take a small pencil brush, this one is also from Quo Cosmetics, and we're going to go back into that Morphe palette and take that really dark, rich maroon shade. Oh, it's so beautiful as well. We're going to pack that color right into the outer part of the eyelid, blending in circular motions up in towards the crease as well, and the inner corner of the eye as well. I'm saying as well a lot, I'm sorry. We just want to make sure the darkest shades are on the outer corner, the inner corner, and the crease. We want to make sure those 3 spots are the most pigmented and the most dark in this look. Then we're going to go in with any blending brush, any fluffy brush. I'm using a clean Wet n Wild fluffy brush just to ensure that all those shadows we've just used are blended out smoothly. Then we're going to take a flat brush. This one is a flat eyeshadow brush from Elizabeth Arden, and we're going to take those two lightest pink shades that we first used on the eye, and we're going to pack that right into the center of the eyelid where we haven't put any color yet. We just want to put a nice light wash of pink that goes with the rest of the eyeshadow that we've just applied. Then we're going to take a very small, thin, angular eyeliner brush. This one's from Essence Cosmetics, and we're going to go back into that Morphe palette, and we're going to take that maroon shade, and we're going to pack this right into the crease. We just want to make sure it's as pigmented as the outer and the inner corner of the eye, just to surround that light part in the center of the eyelid. Just keep blending it in. Then we're going to take the same crease brush from Quo Cosmetics, that smaller fluffy blending brush, and we're going to take the two shades Love Letter and Venetian Red from the Modern Renaissance palette and blend that on the outer, inner corner, and crease area. Then we're going to take another blending brush. This one is from Still Cosmetics. It's the Smudger brush 009. We're going to go in with that lightest pink shade from the Morphe palette to go over the dark colors we just added on and blend it out. Shocking, right? More blending. But it actually makes the look so much better when you just get rid of those harsh lines, but you now have all this extra pigment just really enhancing that look. So just keep blending. You can even use your finger to help with the edges. That's what I sometimes do. And you just go in circular motions, windshield wiper motions, just to make sure we have no harsh lines. Then we're going to take the Anastasia Beverly Hills brush that came with the Modern Renaissance palette, and we're going to use that compact end of it and grab that shade Vermeer. It is the most beautiful shimmery champagne shade, and clearly I like it because I've already hit pan on it. Oops. So we're just going to pack that onto the center of the eye with that little compact end on that brush. The brush in this palette really is great, and I would highly recommend utilizing it. Next, I'm curling my lashes. I do this before eyeliner because if I do my eyeliner first and then curl my lashes, the curler ends up picking up some of that liner and it gets stuck on my eyelash curler, and it's just a disaster. It's awful. And now I'm going to do my eyeliner. So I'm going to use the Rimmel London Scandalized Micro Precision Eyeliner in the shade Black, and oh my goodness, this eyeliner is fantastic. It's so pigmented, and it really does last as long as they say. Like when they say smudge proof, long lasting, I can vouch this is true. This stuff does not chip at all. It's great, and that fine tip is perfect for creating a wing, which made my life so much easier as I was trying to create a wing with this look. Ugh, that fine tip just makes everything so much easier. Next step is to tight line the upper lash line with the Rimmel London Soft Kohl Liner in Jet Black. So this is going to look very strange on camera, and it might be a little disturbing, I'm sorry, but what you're basically doing is lining that upper waterline to make that lash line look really full. Just be really careful when you're doing this. Don't poke yourself in the eye now. I've done it. Next step is to use the SmashBox Photo Finish Lash Primer. I'm really not a big false lash fan, so this is a great alternative to really lengthen those lashes, separate, and make sure your mascara lasts all day, which might sound weird, but a mascara has a tendency to chip at times, and this really makes sure it doesn't, and it conditions your lashes. I love it. It looks a little weird at first when you're putting on because it's white, but don't worry, it'll be covered with mascara. So while that's settling on my lashes, I'm going to prime my face with the Physicians Formula 2-in-1 Argan Oil and Coconut Water Primer. It gives so much hydration and glow, and it conditions the skin. Ugh, it's just so good. Then I'm going to go in with the SmashBox Photo Finish Pore Minimizing Primer. I'm going to take a little drop on my finger and then mix that on my fingers together and blend that into my smile lines because they always crease no matter what I do. Then I'm going to take one more drop on my finger, not much is really needed, and then I'm going to blend that into those very stubborn wrinkles on my forehead that just don't want to go away no matter what I do. Aging, it's so much fun. Just keep blending that in and it's all set. Then I'm going to go in with my L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. This is my ultimate favorite mascara. Nothing beats this. It just lengthens my lashes, it separates them, it curls them. I just can't get enough of it. I have yet to find a mascara that I love as much as this one. It has a great thin plastic wand, so it doesn't get all clumpy on my lashes. I love it. I can't get enough. Then I'm gonna finally get to cover my tired looking, dry, acneic skin. Yes, people, I know my skin doesn't look wonderful. I'm gonna use the Covergirl and Olay Simply Ageless 3-in-1 liquid foundation in the shade Ivory. We used a little bit of that to prime the eyes, and I'm gonna use the IT Cosmetics flat top buffing foundation brush to really pack this into the skin. I love this brush. It's so good for buffing it into the skin. And by buffing, I mean we're really going to push that foundation into the skin, we're going to pat it in, and we're going to use circular motions in order to fill in the pores so it gives a more seamless looking finish to the skin. Just keep blending that all over and push it in. Then we're gonna go in with the Revlon Age Defying Targeted Dark Spot Concealer in the shade Fair. I don't know why I'm using all anti-aging products, but apparently I can't get enough of them. I'm actually just gonna take a drop of it on my finger and pat it over my really obvious blemishes. This concealer is so thick and creamy, but it's so high coverage. I just love it for those really bad breakouts that you just can't seem to cover with anything else. It's really great. Even though it's age defying, it works really well as a very thick, high coverage concealer. Then I'm gonna highlight my under eye with the Maybelline Dream Lumi Touch Highlighting Concealer. It's less for coverage, more just for brightening the under eye. I don't have very significant bags under my eye, so I don't want too much coverage. So you just twist the bottom of it and you see the product starts popping up at the top on the brush, and then you just start packing that on in the under eye right where you'd like it to be a little bit more bright. I have a little bit of a dark circle. You can kind of see a bit of an outline. This will just help brighten it up. I just really don't like packing thick concealer on my under eye. I just find it creases too much, and I'm just not about that. Excuse my little dance there. I just heard the Friends theme song come on in the background, and that made me so happy. Friends is my ultimate favorite show. Anyway, we're just gonna go in with a damp beauty sponge and just blend in that highlighting concealer. Then we're gonna go in with the tip of that beauty blender and just clean up around the corner of the eye, so underneath the eyeliner, just to make sure there's no shadow falling beneath it, just to make sure everything's really clean, and just keep blending that in. Then we've got to set the whole face. We're going to go in with the LA Girl Pro Powder High Definition Setting Powder in the shade Translucent, so it works for anyone. It's a really great powder and it's affordable. And we're going to set that, blah, 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 I can't speak. We're going to set that with the Elizabeth Arden Face Powder Brush. It's this really great big fluffy brush with an angle, so it's really great if you also want to use it for contour or bronzer, and it's so soft. It's a treat to just use this brush on my face, because it's so soft. I'm not even exaggerating or going over the top about this. It really is so soft. We're just gonna keep going over everywhere we put foundation and just keep tapping powder on top of it to make sure it doesn't budge all day. What we have to do is bronze this very pale face of mine. So we're gonna go in with the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the shade Light Bronze or Light Bronzer, one of those. I'll put it below in the description box. But oh my gosh, if you open this bronzer, it smells like coconuts and a tropical dream. Like, it's just wonderful. And we're gonna tap it into the skin with the, blah, 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 can't speak, with the Elizabeth Arden Face Powder Brush again that we just used to set the powder. That we used to set the face with powder. My goodness. I'm losing my mind. Anyway, we're gonna pack it onto the forehead, the cheekbone, and the jawline, kind of like the number 3, if you can visualize, starting at the corner of the forehead and the temples, into the cheekbones, and along the jawline. Those are the 3 key places for me to bronze my face, and it's a way of doing contour without having to do a very structured full face contour. Then we're gonna put on some blush with the Covergirl Cheekers blush in the shade Plum Berry Glow. This is the perfect pink for this look. It just matches the eyes perfectly. And we're gonna use the e.l.f. blush brush to pack that on to the outer apple of the cheek, and then we're gonna blend it up towards the hairline. So I like to go in a circular motion along the cheek, pat it in, and just keep doing that multiple times to blend it in and make it look seamless. Next, I'm going to contour my nose with the Physicians Formula Bronze Booster Contour and Highlight Palette in Matte Sculpting with my Stila Shape and Shade Contour and Highlight Brush. You've got the one small angled end, which is great for contouring the nose, which I will be showing you in a moment. And you've got the one thicker end, which is great to contour the cheeks. You can also use either one to highlight, but we're not going to be highlighting with this brush in this video. So I'm going to take that middle shade of that Physicians Formula palette. Obviously I like it, I've hit pan, but it's a perfect neutral brown shade. It's not too brown, it's not too orange, so I don't look like there's dirt on my face, and I don't look like an Oompa Loompa, so I'm very happy with it. So we're just going to take that small angled end and put that color just on the edges of the nose, just to try to define it a little bit more and make it a bit smaller and more pointed looking. And now I'm going to highlight the face with, wouldn't you know it, another Physicians Formula product, their Butter Highlighter in the shade Pearl. Oh my goodness, this color is just stunning. It's so shimmery and pigmented, and I can't even describe it, and that terrible swatch I just presented doesn't even do it justice, but it has such a unique formula. So you can actually apply this highlighter with your finger like I just did, because it starts off creamy, almost feeling wet, and then dries to a powder. Or you can go in with any brush you'd like. I really like this Quo Cosmetics fan brush. love it just for spreading out a highlight and blending it in. Either method works just due to its really unique texture. I really like that you have multiple options for it, and it's just beautiful. Yes, clearly I'm very excited about this highlight. We're not going blinding with the highlight, but we're definitely highlighting. Obviously that's what I've been talking about, duh. Oh, sorry, what I meant to say was we're creating more of a subtle glow to the skin and less of a blinding highlight. And we're also just going to put on the bridge of the nose, the cupid's bow, and the chin, just to enhance the high points of the face. It's time to fill in these non-existent brows, and I'm going to use Benefit's Ka-Brow Cream Gel Eyebrow Color. What's ingenious about this is that it comes with this very small angled brush, which forms part of the lid. And if you pop that small portion of the brush into the other portion of the lid, as I'm demonstrating here, you get like a full-length angled brush, which is great to fill in the brows with this cream gel textured pomade. It's so good. I happen to break a portion of that lid, so it doesn't really fit anymore, so I just use the small angled brush on its own, but that works just as well. And this also resembles the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow, so if you're a fan of that, you'd also probably be a fan of this, but either one works. I'm just a big fan of pomades when I fill in my eyebrows, because as you can tell, I have very thin, sparse, almost non-existent eyebrows, so I really need to add some color and some thickness. So then I'm going to set my brows with Benefit's 24-Hour Brow Setter. It's just this great clear brow gel, and it has this great plastic wand, which I find is just perfect for separating the hairs and holding those suckers in place. Then we're going to take a pencil brush. This is from e.l.f. Cosmetics. We're going to go back into that Morphe 35C palette, and we're going to take that second pink shade in that second last row. We're going to go all the way from the outer corner to the inner corner with that to start filling in the bottom lash line. Then we're going to go in with the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette and take in the shade Love Letter again. I love it so much. And we're going to use actually that brush that came with that palette, that small compact end. We're just going to tap off all the excess because we don't want too much shadow on the lower lash line here. And we're just going to pop that in, excuse me, I can't speak, from outer to inner corner as well. Then we're going to take the fluffy end of that and just make sure that it's completely smoked out and blended. Next, we're going to line the bottom waterline with Annabelle's Kohl pencil in the shade White. We're doing this just to really open up the eye, make it look more white, bright, round, and doe-eyed, which is really going to help with that halo eye effect. Don't mind my dad in the background there. I told him I was filming, and he seemed to completely forget what I had said and just decided to walk on through back there. Next, we're going to take the small angled brush from Essence Cosmetics and take that maroon shade from the Morphe palette and line the lash line as tight as possible to the waterline without actually going on the waterline, if that makes sense. We're doing it as tight as possible. It just adds a little bit of extra definition to the eye that I think was needed to balance those darker shades that we used on the lid and the crease. Then you're going to coat those bottom lashes. Any mascara will do. I'm sticking with my L'Oreal Telescopic. Then we're going to go in with Stila's Stay All Day Vinyl Lip Gloss. Apparently, I don't know how to hold things up right, I'm sorry. And we're going in with the shade Nude Vinyl. This has a really great pink undertone to it, but we want to make sure the eyes are the focus, so I decided to stick with a more pinky toned nude that didn't take away from the eye, because I still wanted the eye to be the main focus. And these lip glosses are really great. They have so much pigmentation, and they really do stay on your lips all day, like they say. So, way to go, Stila. And now your look is complete. Oh wait, we forgot to highlight the inner corner of the eye and the brow bone. So I'm going to go back into that Modern Renaissance palette, and we're going to take the shades Tempera and Vermeer, mix them together on any brush. I'm just using a flat brush. This is also from Quo Cosmetics. And we're going to pack that into the inner corner of the eye and on the brow bone underneath the brow, just to add a little bit more highlight to the face. Now I'm done. And I'm sure you're just thinking, finally! Anyway, thanks for sticking around. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!